What is going on? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? I'm glad I'm glad Adrian said something, because I seen the chat and there was nothing. Why is the chat over here? I never have chat on my full screen. I mean, it's fine that chat's there. I mean, I'm not mad at you guys or anything like that. Don't get the wrong idea. But I was glad that Adrian said something, because like nothing popped up when Sky said something. So Sky, are you banned on what was it, Stream Elements, I think? I think Stream Elements hates you, Sky, so... What's up, Sky, with the first? Maybe because you said first. If they're like, eh. I'm not going to put this up on the screen because it's just one of those stupid, those first, second things. We'll get rid of this. But what's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. What's up, Adrian? Tier list stream is huge. Huge. I'm like, literally like 3 weeks late than I typically do my first tier list, but... It is what it is, right? It is what it is. We're still gonna get the information across to everybody, so that's fine. It just means that I get more episodes watched. That's the nice thing. You're later, but you have a better impression of a show. Yeah, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm just doing some fringe slop. Fringe slop. Finished taking a friend through a Realm Reborn today, just so it's chillaxing for the evening. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. That's fringe slop. Is that what they call fringe slop? I thought fringe slop was like. Or is that stream slop where they play co-op games that are like, you know, like chained together or something like that? I don't know. Do you plan on reading ReZero eventually? Yes, it's like up there. Like literally, it's taken almost a whole shelf now. Like right there. It's like that. Like that much is just ReZero. But I'm going to do that stuff over there first, which is equally as long, which is Ascendance of Bookworm. Then we'll do that over there, which is ReZero. Or, and this is like complete, like, probably never going to happen, but I just say it anyways. Or, if the channel gets big enough, and I can actually afford an editor, I'll do both at the same time. Heck, we can even throw in Grimgar or Spice and Wolf. If I had somebody edit my my Mashiko Mondays and my Bookworms, that would be nice. Probably never gonna happen though. It would be cool. Maybe eventually. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, eventually I will do ReZero. I'm really looking forward to it. If so, are you going to go to light novel or web light novel? I've been told by others to be wary of the light novel because the mistranslation galore and cut content from the web novel. I mean, that's the truth for like everything, right? I'd probably see if I can find somebody that has like a fan translation of light novel. It's mutual. I hate it too. It's mutual. I hate it too. Repo is what I'm on right now. Oh, Repo. Okay, yeah, gotcha. That's the friend slot. That's a pretty good game. I've only played it like twice. You're dead, so you're cheating. That's the downside. That was the only downside that I seen to Repo. Whenever I watched people play it early on, was like, wow, you die early on, you're just sitting around waiting for people. Like, there's nothing you can really do. So you'll finish rezero on your deathbed? Probably, yeah. I'll probably be dying at some point. Or when I get sick of anime. I'll get sick of anime and just go to light novel mangas. Left field slime out of nowhere. Sorry, I'm straight up slime brain today. Dude, we haven't had any slime lately. It's been like a whole week without slime. Why you don't cover Agents of the Fourth Season as weekly anime? Just been busy. There's like a few shows that I really want to cover, and that was one I do want to cover. The recent episodes were really good. I think if I ever do finally get caught up with like the shows this season, I'll probably cover that one. I know I'm mixed. There's a couple of shows that I want to cover. Like, I do want to do Nepon Sangoku, but I will admit, like, the last couple episodes, like, I don't really feel like, oh, I gotta talk about this. Like, there's a huge part of it that's, like, it's enjoyment, and, like, I want to turn on the camera and talk about it. Like, I don't want to force a weekly impressions video. I only want to cover stuff that, like, there's something in it that I want to dig into. So, if you don't see me covering a show, it's because I just don't have anything to talk about. if I'm not covering a show, or if I skip a show for a week, it's because I just don't care. I legit just don't have, not that I don't care, I just don't have anything to say. I don't like to ramble for nothing. Bad Andrew. I got my fix with the movie last Friday. They planned it like a, oh yeah. I didn't watch the movie, unfortunately. But that was supposed to be non-canon, right? I think it was a non-canon Tensura movie. I mean, Donton is best anime of the season. Very gay. Awesome. Sup, friend? I'll be lurking for eat dinner. Awesome. Thanks for dropping by, Athier. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Curious what's for dinner. Movie is canon. It is canon, really. Sort of a bit of my favorite manga chapter, post-credit scene. Well, if it's canon, is it like a story that's happening at the same time that's like unrelated, or is it something that I need to actually watch? Like, hopefully it's not required for the current story. That would suck. Chicken bacon ranch quesorito. Damn, anything chicken bacon ranch got me. I like my chicken bacon ranches. Alright, this is the list, by the way. We will still chat along the way, but this is the list that we're gonna have to be tackling today. I already reorganized this because I have not actually watched everything, or at least to a point where I'm confident in my thoughts on it. So pretty much everything from Hat Atelier down to rezero Breaktime is stuff that I'm confident and want to talk about. The other ones I'll probably do next week, once I either get more episodes watched of them or start watching them in general. So we're not going to do all of them today. Oh shoot, even Dorohedoro, I can literally talk about, but I haven't started the new season because I wanted to I started rewatching the first season, and I'm like 10 episodes in, and then I can start the new season, which sucks because like they started with like 3 or 4 episodes, and so we're like at episode 8 already. Some of these shows are like way too far into them already. Like, we're such a span of episodes for all these shows. It's a burrito wrapped in a quesadilla. I don't think I've ever actually seen the word quesorito. I mean, it sounds familiar now that I say it. It shows people in there that are showing what they are known to do, but I don't know if the characters are mainstaying cast. The side stories in there are probably the canon part. I don't know about the movie plot. But you don't know about... Didn't you watch it? I thought you said you watched it. I watch your weekly videos all the time right after I finished my new episode, rezero, for example. Awesome. I'm glad I hope you're enjoying them. Never had chicken bacon ranch. I've had chicken and I've had bacon, but not anything else. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, chicken bacon ranch is good. It's like a match made in heaven. I haven't watched any Kanan-banashi. No, not yet. No. I mean, I've watched clips and parts of it, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it. Because that's the encouragement of drunk, right? That's the encouragement of drunk, right? Yeah, encouragement of drunk. It's the encouragement of climb, artist, and I think it's artist. The characters look like they're from encouragement climb, and they look like they're all getting drunk. There's a lot of thirsty shows this season, so you can't really say like it is the only thing. Which movie? This Tensura, the movie. Reincarnated as a slime. The main plot was probably the typical throwaway plot they usually do. I can see that. We're getting more Mushoku Tensei redundancy. Probably the next year. I don't know. I think people were saying that he was cooking something. Or it's a very American thing. We don't have in Ireland unless you're looking. Well, I mean, it's chicken bacon. Ranch sauce? Wait. Okay, ranch sauce. We're talking about ranch, like the dressing. You guys don't have ranch dressing over there? Started watching Restoria season 2. No, I'm not even in a hurry of it. I wasn't really a massive fan of the first season. I will watch it, but I'm not like a massive fan of the first season, so I'm not like scrambling to watch it. Second episode was key animation by someone who worked on Encouragement Climb. Yeah. I think the happenings on the sidelines of Kanan, like character firing off nuclear magic and to rage bait the demon lord Leon. The post-credit scene showed my second favorite character. Is there any Luminous in there? Is there any Luminous in there? That's all I care about. Milim or Luminous? That's the only two characters I care about. Simon, yes, main part of the movie is your typical status quo reset by the end. After credit is actual content, but I mean, it's like 3-minute clip and won't affect the show. Okay. So those types of things. Just show a little bit of a flex. Episode 4 had a cameo with some of the characters. The two animes are different. Okay. Oh, is episode 2 had cameos of Encouragement Climb characters? Yeah, like I said, I was pretty sure that, like, it's like the art director or something had something to do with, or the mangaka had something to do with, yeah, it's artist Hey. And I thought they had some involvement with Encouragement Climb, or maybe it's just art director. It's probably art director. It's obvious, by the way. You look at it, it's obvious. If you're a fan of Encouragement Climb, which I'm a big fan of, I really love that series, you'll see it. Them is a Milim in Vacation Resorts outfit, so like summer. Nice. Okay, I'm watching it. I mean, I want to watch it anyways, but say less kind of situation there. Anyways. So yeah, we will go into these. Again, this is a so far scenario. We're going to do tier listing of the spring season so far. This is based on, I think, pretty much most of these shows, unless it's a show that I'm just not caring about. It's pretty much like a 4 to 6 episode watch so far. So I got a pretty damn good idea of the show itself is going to turn out good. If it gets any better beyond this point, it's kind of a bad sign because it took that long to get going. If they're still bad at episode 4 to 6, I know it's a hard sell for most people anyways, but you can probably find ranch sauce, but it's near culture phenomenon that is in America. That's so weird. Like, why would it why would it be so I guess it's different taste. There's something else they like over there. Again, marketing. It's like nobody really cares that much about KFC during Christmas, but in Japan, holy crap, everybody's paying a fortune for freaking buckets over there because marketing. You have to reserve a $50 bucket over there. Of course, granted, over here it's $50 now anyway, so we're kind of even at this point. So, anyways, let's start off with which Hat Atelier. And again, I'm gonna rank this and tier list this based on the season itself. So this isn't saying like if something ends up in an S tier in this tier list, it's not that it's S tier for like of all time anime. It's just S tier for the season itself. So keep that in mind. Which Hat Atelier, I'm not even gonna like dance around the bush here. Dance around the bush, is that even a term? Banhammer, first Banhammer of the day. Thank you, Twitch, for having your great anti-bot systems. Which Hat Atelier, I'm not gonna dance around the bush here. It's S tier. It's easily one of the best new shows of the season right now. I'm absolutely loving it. I will say, I think by, like, was it episode 4 or something like that, the whole dragon fight, I will admit there was a time where I was kind of like going, I'm not gonna claim, and I still say it now, I'm not gonna claim this has like some crazy gripping storyline here. We're not there yet, and I don't know if it ever will be. So far, I think it's just doing very well selling me the world, the mechanics, and I think it needs to work on the character still. Like, the characters still aren't quite there. Like, your main character is the I love magic, and she's a little oblivious. She's a little bit too... She's very naive, and that's obviously something that's being pointed out to her on a regular basis. She's very naive. We have our rival character who's kind of a B, but you know that obviously she has her reason for doing it. You have the hyper genki bubbly girl that obviously has insecurities. The silent girl, you have the sensei that knows it all and says all the right things, that has a dark past. The characters so far are okay, and I don't really expect too much for the characters within a couple episodes, 4 or 5 episodes. But I will say the production and the pacing is pretty damn good. Like, all things aside, the production and the pacing has been phenomenal. Like, there's never a point where I'm bored. It's keeping it going. It's got the great action pieces in there whenever it needs it. It's not heavily reliant on the action pieces. The subtle moments are beautifully portrayed in a way that it immerses you. Immerses you? Like, everything is beautiful. Like, just subtleties in drawing the magic itself and all that kind of stuff is just beautifully done. So, it's been a beautiful ride so far. And yeah, the whole dragon fight sequence was incredible. That'll be a hard one for any show to really top this year. Art is beautiful, yeah. The whole sequence where they went out in the rain and ate this last episode was so beautiful. Glass Reflection did the same. He was doing his tier list, and before he even started putting shows in, he had which Hat Atelier up at S. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I won't like glaze it for having like whole gripping storyline or anything. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is changing anime, but I've really enjoyed what I've watched. I'm just curious at some point if it will give me like a good hook in the story. So far, it's just Promised Child. Promised Child and Sensei with a hidden dark past. Episode 2 of Kamina Botan was storyboarded by the director of Encouragement Climb, and animator for episode 2 was done by a character designer. It was a character designer that was involved with it. I had to look at my old list, or my old outline. Which hat peak arguably better rezero in my opinion right now. Also, it's close between lines. Close between these. Oh, between these. Yeah, it's hard to really pin something like which Hat Atelier, a new series, against something like ReZero that's had, again, 4 seasons to cook at this point. For me, ReZero is easily going to beat it because I got like more of an attachment to the characters and stuff like that. But we'll see. Like, if it can turn into like a contender, it could definitely take over something like ReZero. I'm not against it. For me, ReZero is more, the characters are much more deep, and the world itself is much more deep. So. Boo, ReZero, boo. Okay. Ascendance of Bookworm. Let's put which Hat Atelier aside. Set that aside. Ascendance of Bookworm. I'm gonna be blunt and honest here. As much as I love Ascendance of Bookworm, and I have the whole setup there, right? I'm just chomping at the bit to start reading it. I'm looking forward to it the moment that I finish Mushoku Tensei. As much as I love Ascendance of Bookworm, this season so far is like the first episodes of the season so far is probably its weakest point for me. I really do love Ascendance of Bookworm. I love the characters. I love the setting and everything. But it has been a lot of introductions currently for the current season. It makes sense because she's been relocated again. We have to spend some time to get to know people. But I'm needing it to do something. I'm needing to do something. I'm not sure if it needs a something of a conflict to be presented, or I don't want to force a villain. I don't think it needs a villain, and I think we're fresh off a big problem that we don't need to get too much in that stuff. But I think it needs something. I still love it to death. I still love mine to death. But it's been kind of a weak season so far. Hopefully things pick up. So I'm gonna put an A for now. It still has my heart. They also did Do It Yourself. Do It Yourself so good, dude. Anybody that's not watched Do It Yourself, do it. You know, watch it. I feel off with Bookworm. I don't know why. Maybe AI or kind of slice of life, or kind of slice of life for me. It's got a bit of that slice of life going on. Not sure what you mean by AI besides the OP having some background art that was AI done by a different studio, but shouldn't be anything else involving AI, honestly. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still hopeful for more, but it needs to pick up. Go for it, Nakamura-kun. Yeah, go for it, Nakamura-kun. I don't think I will continue watching this show. I've watched 2-3 episodes, question mark. I think it's super cute. I don't really have a problem with the show itself. I love the style because it's got like this kind of old, like, I would say 90s anime. It's like a 90s era anime type, or maybe 80s, late 80s. I love the aesthetic of it, the style of it. It has that nostalgia for me. And I think the main character is like cute, and they're like crushing over this guy and everything like that. But at the same time, I don't really. It's not very interesting. It's not funny. It's not compelling. Like it's just cute. It's just cute, which I think it's fine in itself. And I would probably be totally on like 100% board if it was like female characters. But I will admit, I'm a dude that likes girls, so I don't really find like that extra appeal of watching a guy crush over guys. It's just me. I'm sorry. I don't really have a thing for watching guys crush over guys. I don't have a problem with it, but at the same time, it's not entertaining. Again, if it was a Yuri show and I seen a girl crushing over, I would probably like it for that appeal of Yuri. But Yaoi, I don't really find the appeal to. It is nice though, because I almost wanted to watch it just for the sake of one, the big harassment campaign that happened for the author. So I kind of want to support it that way. But two, I think it's like a rare, like, good and pure and fun-natured yaoi, BL yaoi. And honestly, for those that have watched me for a long time or listened to the podcast for a long time, you'll know that at some point I had to review a whole bunch of yaoi BL shows that were licensed by Nozomi Entertainment. And I got quickly sick of sort of what I felt was sort of the common denominator of all the types of yaoi BL. They're all very similar in being very kind of forced, very violent, abusive relationships that are just not comfortable to watch. Like it's always like this very overbearing man that is forcing something on a very kind of, it's a top-bottom thing. Very, submissive, girly type of male character. They all did the same thing. And so watching this, it's like, holy crap, these two are cute. I want to see him win. I want to see him win. Not calling it that kind of stuff. But again, I watch it and it's like, it's not for me. I'm sorry, it's just not for me. I just at some point I'm like, this is cute, but I'm not caring what's on the screen. It is a show. I think it's still like a solid B or an A, despite all that. I think it's cute. I'm gonna put it in B. I like how Rama does gender equality, nothing else. Very for women, almost. Hey, bro, you should make a series on reacting to the Shield Hero light novel series. Doubt. I'm sorry, doubt. If that was in my list of light novels to eventually move to, it would be like way down the list. Way over there. I would probably redo Noragami at some point. I would do Ascendance of Bookworm. I would do Grimgar, Fantasy and Ash, Spice and Wolf, ReZero, Raising 80,000 Gold, Another World from that one. I would probably do that one before I would do Shield Hero. But I do like a lot of the characters in Shield Hero. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of characters I really like in Shield Hero. Like, legit, the other day, spoiler, me and Ira was recording the Community Anime of the Year 2025. And at some point, we got to talking about Shield Hero. And it was literally that was the conversation, was that, like, but it has great characters. It's like, it's so horrible. I hate the characters. I hate this. I hate that. But the girls are so freaking cute and they're so great. Yeah, I know. Alpharetta has cooler characters. No, I can't go with you on that one, Adrian. No, I like Alpharetta's main character more, but I like Shield Hero's girls more. The bunny and the vampire girl are great. Yeah, the bunny and the vampire girl, that's the only two characters that I really like in that show. That's the problem. That's like the only good ones. Alpharetta light novel is more popular, and that's the case for most everything, right? Like, Ascendance of Bookworm's light novel is more popular. Ascendance of Bookworm's light novel is insanely popular, dude. That's a commonality for a lot of things. Shield Hero, I only like Philo. You don't like Kohara's character, the cute little blind girl? I like the blind girl. Hat Atelier is great too. She's hot. She a best girl. The vampire is the only one that mattered. No, the bunny's great. Shut up. You take that back, Shirjatana. The bunny's great. You take that freaking back. You take that back. The bunny's great. I love the bunny. I love my bunny girl. I skipped the season with the CGI turn. That's incredibly smart idea, because that was the book hero, and that was like the worst story in the entire thing so far. Yeah, bunny supremacy. You got it right. Damn straight. I mean, the number of people thirsting for the vampire, dude, it was crazy. Okay, suggesting is because the inner monologue in the series is better than the animated series. It develops the underlines the hatred for Nafumi's expression develops. But I like that comment. But that I 100% agree, Anthony. And I said that with Classroom of the Elite. I said I stopped watching Classroom Elite because I heard and got confirmed this. It just doesn't look like a good adaptation. And I think it'd be better if I ever did read it to read it instead. And it's just like Spider So What. I would rather have read that one. Emphasizes character development. But in the light novel community is seeing so much of that. Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing. Like, everything's gonna be better as a source material. Like, I'm curious with good transition here. Tensura. I'm curious if this is the case for this one, because I would love to dig into more of the lore of Tensura. Somebody's gonna have to confirm this or not. I know that Adrian's read the manga, but I'm curious if light novel of Tensura is like much more deep. Much more deep. What's up, Shadow? Hope you're doing well. I'll backtrack when I wrap up. I do love Alpharetta, though. She has character development, goes hard near the end. I'm gonna watch the movie. It is, I think. I don't know. Is the manga... Who's read the manga and the light novel? That's the question mark. I'm curious how good the manga is. I don't know if I want to get into another light novel. I mean, I probably should. If I want to get the true experience, obviously you want to go with the light novel. Volume has way more details than I've read so far. I read like one volume so far the last 2 weeks since I'm taking it slow. I might start buying the novel. I might just start collecting it right now. Because it's like, it sucks waiting, because like I know I want to eventually read it, and so I should just pick it up now. Because if you wait too long, then you have to worry about if they're going to be reprints. You all know, when I did Mushoku Tensei, when I finally went to go read that, it took forever to get all the light novels of Mushoku Tensei. Because they were out of print. I think we got through an entire year of Mushoku Mondays before I finally got the last one that I was missing. That's how bad it was. I ran into the same issue with rezero here recently because I got behind on them, and at some point it was like 22 or 21 went out of stock, and it took forever to get a copy of it. So yeah, like I like to collect the ones that I read, even if I don't always read them from the book itself. Chainsaw Man's running out of stock too. They would reprint that one, right? Surely that one gets reprints regularly, right? Some of them you're like blown away there's no reprints. Like, when I started reading Mushoku Tensei, they just got done with season 2. No. I think it was... Yeah. They just got done with season 2, part 1. That's when I first started reading Mushoku Tensei. And at that time, so many of them were out of stock. And it was like, what are you guys doing? This is the perfect time to have these available for people to buy because literally the season just ended and people want to read it. Why would you not have these in stock? Like, who's in your marketing team not watching when the titles that you're pressing is literally needing stock and the season ended? Because that's typically when you see people are talking about picking up novels, is when the season ends. Because what's the question mark that everybody has at the end of a season? Where do I start reading? The season ended. Where do I start reading? Even though, again, my answer for Mushoku Tensei is, in most series, start from the beginning. Because you're always going to miss stuff. Make anime for people who read manga light novels. Then it's available. Yeah, when it's not available. I think back when it was acute paper shortage. More than usual. Yeah. Was it? Was it there? Maybe it was. No. This was... No. I guess there was still an issue there, yeah, because this was like probably 2 years after the whole coronavirus stuff happened. And that was obviously back when that happened, I was still in procurement, and I felt firsthand the cost of paper go up. Like, massively go up. So I think I kind of excused it a little bit, but it's like, you print it, dude. You're still printing stuff. They're obviously still printing stuff, right? You're still printing stuff. Anyways. I wonder if that was Saga Tani the Evil. Season 2 is coming out in light novels so far ahead of English. That's another one that I need to worry about eventually. I kind of want to read that one too. Ramparts of Ice is doing it right. The English webtoons will end about when the anime season does. Nice. I love when collecting Silent Witch as a light novel. Oh my gosh, there's another one. Shut up. Shut up. There's another one I would like to read is Silent Witch. There's still volumes out of stock right now. Oof, and that's unfortunately one I don't see really getting a restock. One comment about Tanya on Twitch. Season 2 of Tanya is only at volume 5. Wow. Autocorrect butchered your comment, Sergio Donna. For me, a manga is $20, so I can't really afford it. I just read the official app. That's like 4 meals worth. Ugh. 20 for a manga, dude. Which currency is that? Yeah, I want to read Silent Witch too. Yeah. But yeah, Tensura. Tensura season so far has been solid. It has been solid. It's not great. It's definitely an improvement from last season. I had my massive criticism for last season. But things are cooking right now for Tensura. I think it's like in a solid... I think it's solid A. It's like it's a bit above Ascendance Bookworm for me right now. It's got enough like threads building up right now. We got the crazy girl and her plans developing right now. I'm being vague for on purpose, but I'm excited for what's to come. I'm really hoping this next episode is going to really start kicking things up because it feels like everything's kind of building up to God damn, it's been 2 weeks now, and I have to remember what was happening at the end of the episode. They're going to the meeting. Yes. They're going to the meeting, and everybody wants to sabotage the meeting. Yeah, I'm remembering where we're at right now. So yeah, I'm super excited for Tensura. It's been good. One series I want to light novel for, anime series, wondering which, but looking forward to the movie. Oh, Elena. Yeah, Elena. That would be good. Yeah. How much the currency is Costa Rica colon? Well, the taxes are too high at imports. Oh, yeah. So, like, yeah, there's no, like, local publisher for it, obviously. Meantime, again, dude, it's not gonna be no meeting. It's not gonna be no meeting. There's gonna be a throwdown in there. You know there's gonna be a throwdown in there. This isn't... See, again, I always say meetings are fine in this series. It's recap meetings I hate. Last season was nothing but recap meetings. The ED for Slime. Dude, the ED for Slime's crazy. The ED for Slime is crazy. The Barbarian. The Princess Warrior and the Barbarian. It's okay so far. Like, it's not... It's kind of cute. It's got the whole... For those who don't know what it's about this barbarian that beats this princess warrior in the middle of the battlefield, and captures her, puts her in prison, says that he's going to not kill her. It would be a waste, that he's going to use her body or whatever. It ends being that he wants to marry her, make her his bride because she's so wonderful on the battlefield, and the entire time she's just not all for it. So it's kind of this whole thing where it's a fish out of water because she was this like high noble and she didn't want to get married. She wanted to be a warrior for the country. Now she's captured by this barbarian. Now she's exploring. She's basically learning about the barbarians that she's been fighting on the battle for the longest time. So it's like this whole thing of like how their living conditions are so beneath her and so like barbarish. At the same time, discovering this guy is actually a decent guy and that she can actually trust him because she's obviously got her guard up initially. It's all right. Like, the best way that I would compare this to is Tis Time for Torture Princess. It's basically Tis Time for Torture Princess. Like, every single episode, it's either discovering the tribe and how they live and their living conditions and everything, or the lush lands they live in, or discovering, like, her problems with her family. Or it's that whole Tis Time for Torture Princess where they offer her something and she doesn't want to trust it because it's obviously a trick, and then she indulges in it and it's great. Like, here's this meat. No, it's obviously poisoned or it's dangerous or something, or you're trying to trick me, and then she eats part of it and then she blows up and she all loves it. It's that kind of thing. It's alright. It's alright. It's like a C or B area. I'll put it in B. I like it more than Nakamura. Yes, forget all the years of war and murder between them. Yeah, it's a little bit... There's a bit of suspension of disbelief. Like, we just got off a battlefield where people were slaughtering each other, and let's just shrug. Cool, he's shaved his beard. I love that whole bit. I love the whole bit. Like, at some point, she wanders off from this area that she's bathing. She bumps in this guy that's all shaved and clean. He's super handsome, and she's like, oh my gosh, if this was him, I would totally fall in love immediately. And then the moment... And then, like, his... actual like attendant comes by and goes, oh, you found her, thank goodness, master. And she's like, wait, this is him? Like, all he did was shave his beard and she didn't recognize him. And I'm going, wait, why didn't she doesn't know who that? Why did she not know who this is? My brain completely like rejected the fact that he had shaved. I just was like, it's him. I wasn't even looking if he was shaved or not. She legit could not recognize him. And it's like, really? His beard isn't that long. This isn't like a massive makeover. You can't tell who this is. It was stupid. And yeah, she was like madly in love with him just because he shaved his beard. Like, she was ready to marry the dude. Anyways, stupid. Yawa Yawa Sensei. I love it. I'm putting an A. Like, I love Yawa Yawa Sensei. Women's right. Damn women. Reject your entire kingdom. Like, she was like the most faithful knight to the kingdom, and she was yelling at everybody that wanted her to get married and not protect the kingdom. She's like, screw you. And then, bam, she wants to get married to this guy. show face and get wife seems realistic. Yeah, just shave and bam, doki dokis. It's a very Japanese thing because, from what I understand, in Japan, they don't really like facial hair. So it kind of makes sense. It makes sense, the joke in the story. But no, Yawa Yawa Sensei. I'm really liking Yawa Yawa Sensei. It is a dumb, ecchi show. Don't expect great, like, plot lines and crazy stuff. But it has been, like... It's been a kind of a refreshing rom-com... Not really rom-com. It is kind of rom-com-ish. It's just a comedy... ecchi type of series where guy has really hot teacher. Everybody thinks the teacher is like bad and cursing them all the time and is like just not a nice person, very standoffish, but kind of find out that she's just really bad at socializing. She really loves her job and wants to be a teacher really badly, but she just sucks at communicating. Like, he literally catches her as she's got a bunch of like plushies in the chairs in the desks, and she's doing like mock training sessions to learn how to speak to the children better. But yeah, she's an absolute klutz, and he's trying to help her and constantly stuck in extremely inappropriate situations that you would never want to have a kid get with the teacher. Situations you never want students to have with teachers. It happens because, again, it's anime. But yeah, I love the teacher. She's freaking hot. She's cute, and she's got that. Yeah, she's got Mahiro's voice, which makes it incredibly funnier because, for those who don't know, Mahiro from Onimai, the seiyuu is incredible at flustered. Like, she just does the flustered wah type of stuff really great. For example, that is not really one in there. It's more that one. She's got a really like great flustered voice, and I love it. I love it to death. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. The sister though, fucking nuts, dude. His sister is like the most like open-minded freak of a sister ever. Like, she's madly doting on him, and the moment that she finds out the teacher is living next door, she's inviting her over, like turning her into like her child basically, and trying to get him in the bath with the teacher. It's great. It's great. I love it. Are you watching Dorohedoro or not at all? Yes, I'm actually rewatching the first season because it's been like, what, 6 years at this point since the first season aired. I'm rewatching the first season. I'm like 8 or 9 episodes in, then I'll watch Dorohedoro. I love Dorohedoro. Reverse grooming. Exactly. It's grooming the teacher into being with the student. Silent Suzuka, yeah. What's up, Tato? Hope you're doing well. Is Yawa Yawa Sensei good like Takamine-san? Well, I don't like Takamine-san. I really didn't like it. It's similar, but I like this 100 times better than Takamine-san. Because Takamine-san's like really about like girl trying to bash it in the head of idiot guy that she really is thirsty for him, and it involves her blackmailing him into not ignoring her, and she's still a bee the entire time. This one is like super like oblivious teacher that's extremely hot, that constantly falls all over him. Going to the bath dirty and come out dirtier. Jeez. I'm gonna love season 2. Good. I love season 1 a lot. That's why I'm rewatching the first season, because I don't want to forget anything, or I want to refresh everything. This is Dorohedoro. Yeah, the intro. I would say no. Next one, Ramparts of Ice. I really wish that I got to watch the last few episodes of this one, because I watched it, did a first impressions on it, and have not got a chance to get caught up on it. I was really liking the first few episodes of the show. I like the setup. I think the thing that I had most curious about, I think at the time that I talked about my first impressions, is I was most curious about what I would assume is a love interest character. He's kind of a dick. Like, he's kind of not that it doesn't seem like he's purposely a dick, but he's kind of a dick, because the way that he it implies that he's not very attentive to those that he's having relationships with, and the way that he treats them, from their perspective, seems to imply that he doesn't seem to actually love people. He just kind of does it for the sake of doing it. And it seemed like he was kind of obviously taking note of our main girl, and it didn't seem like she's all for it. She doesn't seem to be comfortable around him because the way that he views personal space is completely different than her, and she likes to have personal space. She has a lot of barriers up. So I was kind of curious to see how that relationship plays out, or if it doesn't play out. But I've been really enjoying it so far. Obviously, for those who don't know, it's from the creator of You and I Are Polar Opposites. It's a very it's a very opposite type of story too. They're both rom-coms. They both have comedy elements, but this one's very drama focused. So it's much different than Polar Opposites. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. Is it S tier for me? I'm not ready to commit that yet. There's a lot of shows that I'm going to be putting in S tier that are going to be like blowing this one away, but I am really excited for it. Really excited for more of it. For me, Ramparts is S tier. Nice. S tier for Sujidana. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, but the payoff. Random I hate. I can't watch Akane-banashi illegally, but also seems to not be a big thing. Not many videos of it have popped up for me. I'm excited to check it out for sure. That's the Rakugo one, right? I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. Is nobody licensed it? Or is it like Prime or something? I'm guessing it's Prime. Well, any chart says no. Any chart says no, so I'm guessing nobody licensed it. Well, that sucks. That means I probably won't cover that show. It's an unfortunate reality. Like, if nobody's licensed it, then there's no point in covering it, because nobody's gonna watch it. As much as people say that just everybody pirates everything, is it on YouTube as with translation? It's coming to Netflix later. So it's dead, basically. Thanks, Netflix, for killing another show. Thanks, Netflix, for killing another show. A at least. I mean, the manga is popular where it matters. Nice. Yeah, Rakugo 1 is licensed by Netflix, but Netflix has so many region locks. I don't get it. That sucks, dude. I really like the main girl, Akane. Feels like Ryoko from Kill la Kill for me. Interesting. In the US, it's coming next Sunday, the 17th. So how many episodes are out right now? Like, how far behind are we? It's already on episode 6. So when we air when it comes on Sunday, it's gonna be 6 episodes in by that point. It's up to reviewers like you to make it not dead. I've tried that so many times. I'm sorry. I've tried that so many times. I tried that with Fragrant Flower Blooms. I tried that with Summertime Render. I think sometimes it comes across. Like, I've fought the good fight for a lot of shows. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I appreciate the confidence there. But outside, it's available on YouTube. Does it have subtitles, though, on YouTube? I don't want to play. I'll check it later, see if it does. So platform is killing Akane-banashi. It's like I just... They don't understand. They honestly don't. They have like a plan for something and they just completely brute force it and ruin something that we obviously think has potential. That was like I was saying with Fragrant Flower Blooms. The problem with Fragrant Flower Blooms when it was releasing was the fact that it doesn't have that weekly hype of people communicating and talking about a show. Instead, you have everybody's watched it and talked about it, and then eventually when Netflix does decide to release it, you have a separate group that waited for it. They're going to start talking about it, and at that point, the conversation's been halved already, or at least halved. I would argue probably been significantly released further than that, or lower than that. Asian country, it's anyone's YouTube. Oh, there's probably region locking then. Love when you cover shows that are not the most popular. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you find that appealing. It's sometimes I do manage to at least gather a group of people that do kind of want to watch a series. I typically kind of fall in the realm of like, as long as I got like this much viewership, it helps. Not that I need to have the highest viewership possible for a show. Like, for example, last season with Journal of Witch. Viewership for Journal of Witch wasn't great, but like, I love the show, so I'm gonna cover it. Replica. God damn it, I watched like, what, 1 or 2 episodes of that one. Replica is okay. For those who don't know, it's about a girl that somehow manifests a replica of herself and sends a replica in her place whenever she's not feeling well. Obviously implies that she's not going through great things at the time, that she's sending the replica more often. They've kind of lost a lot of the connection they used to have. They used to always hang out and test things out about being a replica and all that kind of stuff and have fun together. But things have changed. I keep saying, and I don't know if it's been confirmed at this point, if it's doing what I want it to do. It's kind of one of those things where I think I have more excitement around what I want it to do rather than what it's doing. So I'm not hyper sold on the show so far. It's okay. It's okay. I wonder how many fans are there that watched the first of the Fist of the North Star remake. I'd be curious at the moment because like I seen the trailers. I'm like, no, I'm good. I seen the trailers. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm good. I'll watch the old one again. But it was a good show. What's up, D-Lit? Hope you're doing well. What was the last show? This is Can a Replica Fall in Love? You couldn't guess, but it's about a replica that wonders if she can fall in love. Another berserk CGI ruin. Very similar to that. Yes. rezero. Not gonna beat around the bush. Gonna be right up here at the top. Top. I think of everything currently airing that is literally like me #1 show. Haters gonna hate, but like it's literally like #1 anime of the season right now. Nothing comes close to it. It's technically had 4 seasons to cook here, obviously, so there's a lot more love and build up that's been kind of building up over the last. Shoot, how long has this series been going on? Like 6 years at least? 8 years? I don't know. I forget, but I'm loving it. This season so far been really solid. We had going to the tower, getting all that stuff, getting some insight into finally another witch, which was actually very surprising here recently. But yeah, I'm loving it. Visually, it looks great too. No loss in quality, which is always a plus as well. That and Botan best shows. Somehow the CGI works in the art style they use. For which one? For rezero? There was like one bad CGI point of rezero, and that was the roots. The roots looked. The roots were. those roots that were blocking the spirit room was like. Okay, change scenes, please. Change scenes, please. Let's just like. I'm gonna act like I didn't see that. Please walk away. rezero might be my favorite of all time. It's up there in my top 10. I've loved it. It's definitely one of the three pillars that I love, which is ReZero, Mushoku Tensei, and Ascendance Bookworm. Those are three like big dogs of isekai for me. Which might be yeah, the small backstory was unexpected and was way more simple than I expected. Yeah, I want more. I want more. Obviously, it's like implying things, and it's like, please, I want more deets. I understand you're not gonna give me everything I want right now, but please, more, please. I honestly don't know how current ReZero is, but personally dropped it near the end of season 2. Couldn't take anymore. That's understandable. It's not for everybody. Can't believe 2 courses for season 4. Oh, 2 cores. 38 episodes. No, I'm talking about the Fist North Star. Oh, the CGI thing. Okay, well, I'm talking about ReZero. The only time I've really had a problem was the roots. You think the CGI works for Fist of North Star? No. It's just stiff. Like, it's just stiff. It just doesn't look good. Plus, you have to understand that, like, animation does something that you can't really find in CGI. I think Orange is doing a good job of trying to break away from that restriction, but there's a reason why animation works as well as it does, and that's because it's able to work outside the bounds of physics. You're able to draw it to do and break outside the bounds of physics. And when you put something into a CGI model, it's kind of putting it back in those restraints because everything is based on a skeletal structure. It's based on a map that is laid out. So whenever you want to make it expressive or over the top, you have to then break it out of those bounds again, which is literally what was given to animators when they decided to make things 2D drawn, was to break out of those bounds of human restrictions, the human expressions and stuff. That's why live actions don't work very well, is because you can't really transition from drawn characters and expressiveness into a living, breathing human being because they have restrictions of the human physics, the human anatomy and physics. So that's why I don't like CGI in most regards. Again, Orange is doing really well of breaking out of that. Like Trigun, holy crap, they're doing really well of getting that expressiveness and the overtopness back in there. It's still restricted though. So again, when you have something like Fist of the North Star, I just don't know how that's physically possible. Like, I don't know how that's just within the laws of programming and CGI that being possible. And based on the PV, I see it there too. I see the restrictions in the PVs. But again, I haven't watched it, so I could be wrong. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed season 2 of ReZero the most because I could donut. Yeah, I'm like one of the few people that liked season 2. I mean, I had some points in there I didn't like. I'm not gonna lie, but why don't you start covering Ascendance Bookworm or ReZero light novels besides Mushoku Tensei? Because I only have time to cover one light novel a week because it's already takes a lot of my time to do that. Once it's probably here soon, but I have Subjugation left, and then I have Roxy Gets Serious, maybe some side stuff, and then I'll probably go into Ascendance Bookworm. So Ascendance Bookworm's next. It'll probably be within the next like 4 months, I would guess. I think I have like 3 more parts left to record of Subjugation, and I would think Roxy Gets Serious maybe a couple or so. So like 8 more weeks at most. But it's a time thing. Like I was joking about earlier, if I had enough money that I could actually hire like somebody to, you know, edit my stuff, I'd probably more than welcome to do more than just Mushoku Tensei. Or is the only ones that seem to crack the CGI to anime code. Yeah, it's because they focused on that. They made it their thing. Typically with most studios, they're typically either a 2D animation studio or they are a CGI studio. Or it's a 2D animation studio that is utilizing a 3D CGI studio to make certain scenes for them. So to have a studio that focused purely on just CGI and have some talented people to evolve it, more importantly, is what made them. I mean, there is other CGI studios like Sanzigen and stuff like that, but Orange evolved it. They made it their own craft. They got some rare talented people there. How about something like Beastars? Yeah, Orange. That's literally Studio Orange. Well, I like the dub for rezero, way easier to get this into the story, as well as how the characters portray quirky elements of the story. Well, that's cool. The Chinese seem to have be rather fond of CGI, so some look alright. Yeah, they have a lot of very successful CGI films and stuff like that, for sure. That's why, like, especially like Lord of Mysteries, how much CGI is in that one. There's still a lot of 2D animation. It's very like Ufotable. Ufotable's kind of use of CGI with 2D drawn stuff. Also, Kidona seems to be the final boss of ReZero? Question mark. Feels like it. I would agree similarly. It seems to imply that she has her own like goals, and season 2 was a lot of that. Like, this seemed to be what her goal is to use him. I wonder how Toei's CGI department work. Like how they made a full CGI film with Dragon Ball Superhero and then make a TV series in the form of Girl Band Cry. Probably their own internal team that's doing it. The only thing that Orange has is not making Landluster Season 2. 100% agree. 100% agree. 100% agree. I hate it. I hate it. Thank you. I hate it. Thanks for reminding me. The guy, the clumsy disciplinary guy, and the girl with the too short skirt. This is kind of the same as Nakamura, but I like it more because it's got a cute Garu girl. It's just like klutzy guy that has smoking hot girl that initially doesn't like him, finds him to be a creep and to be like this dumb disciplinary guy that's, you know, hampering her desire to wear whatever she want to wear. But then come to find out this guy's like really nice and very considerate of her and trying to look out for her well-being. And they're both of them kind of learning from each other. There's a little bit of learning from each other. Him learning to be kind of a little bit more loose on this stuff, but at the same time, him trying to help her respect herself a lot more. It's really cute. It's really cute. I like it so far. Very unique style to it as well, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy so far. I'm gonna talk about Nepon. Not yet. Neppon's like right here. It's down here. We got like these to go through first, and then we get this one. It's like one of the last ones we'll talk about today, though. Speaking of Orange, would you like to see more Dimension W now? I like Dimension W early on, but the later parts of it was bleh. It fell apart for me. Another series I can feel darker than what it seems is Danmachi if they take dark approach to Bell's character like season 4. Yeah, the recent season was really good. But yeah, like it's had dark moments. It's had dark moments for sure. Agents of the 4 seasons. First things first, beautiful show. Very beautiful show. I think the directing is really on point with this show. I will admit, like, as the episodes went along, I feel like the production quality has, or the production, like, values of it has gone down. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose. I think it's just they got those initial episodes in with some really high quality visuals and animation, especially like the first time she brings spring to the area. Like, holy crap, this is beautiful. And then, like, you'll see, like, later on when she does her little performance, it's like, it's just cut, done. Like, they're not going to do some crazy elaborate animation every single time they do it. So it's a little bit of a letdown there. Like, holy crap, here we go. We're going to do it again. Nope. Let's just jump through this. We did the scene. Visually, whenever it wants to, it looks very, very breathtaking and beautiful. But even without the high animation quality and high cuts and whatnot, it's still got some really good directing there, so it's still visually, you know, appealing of a show. But I'm liking it so far. I will admit that I'm a little bit conflicted on how it's portraying the character so far. For those who don't know what it's about a essentially the 4 seasons of the world plays out. It plays out like the gods. There's a god for winter, a god for spring, god for summer, god for fall, and at some point, the god of winter wanted to spend more time with the god of spring, and so the other two decided to talk them into bestowing their powers of bringing each of these seasons into play to agents, which are like individuals, humans, give them the power to do it themselves. So basically, the gods are tired of enacting the seasons. They're going to let these agents, humans, do it for them whenever they need to. And so you have an agent of winter, spring, fall, summer, all that kind of stuff. And they are able to do different rituals to bring the seasons to an area. So you have like the entire map of Japan. They have to go to every single location and bring the season into effect. But at some point, something bad happens to Spring, and she's kidnapped and goes to like some crazy trauma, which makes her kind of lock herself up. And now she's finally gotten up the courage to go out again and start bringing spring about the world. And it seems like there's people that don't want that to be. And you're getting into like some crazy like espionage and like groups that are trying to kill the agent of spring. The town of Spring literally wants her to die so they can just get a new one because she's so broken and useless. It's getting some crazy trauma stuff with these characters. We met this summer one, which she's got a sister that's getting married, and so they're kind of having a little bit of a falling out, that kind of stuff. Learning the only reason that she's really doing what she's doing, this kind of... Honestly, being chosen to become an agent for a lot of these characters seems to be like a curse because they get, pulled away from their family. They don't get to have a normal life. So there's an element where like some individuals are only getting through it because of those that are supporting them, that kind of stuff. It's got a good setup so far. I will say that I feel like it's some of it I feel like it needs to cook a little longer. Like there's times where I feel like we're jumping through character moments a little bit too fast, so it feels a little bit unnatural at times, but I think it's a good story so far. I'm looking forward to more of it. Does ReZero Season 4 really warrant S tier yet? Besides Episode 3, I don't really think it's gotten there yet. Light novel readers say it's one of the best arcs, though. I mean... it's a tier list of the season so far, so far it is the best of the season so far. So yeah. I thought she'd in love with Winter User in sort of romance. Yeah, it implies that she really liked him. I don't know if it's like a romance yet, but she really did like him. Yeah, the MC's... that's sort of the thing that I like, is that it's implying the MC was literally traumatized. Like it kind of opens up with this whole idea of like, oh, she got the whole like verbal tick where she talks in third person. Like she literally she refers to her own name whenever she talks about what she wants to do. She doesn't say I, she says her name. She's very like closed and very timid, and you're like, okay, it's one of those archetype characters. It's totally playing the cutesy, overly reserved girl. No. She's effed up in the head. Like at some point they established, no, she's effed up. That's why they want her dead. They want her dead so they can just get a new one. Like the whole kidnapping happened. She watched people nearly die for her sake. She like sacrificed herself, nearly got killed. Chick's not mentally right. So it has kind of been establishing that she's not an archetype. She's not an archetype. She's literally traumatized. Like there's some trauma in her head. Yeah, for me, I'm so hyped for every episode. I still feel that Hat Atelier is the best spring anime so far. Yeah, comparatively, no. Hat Atelier is nowhere near ReZero. Like Hat Atelier hasn't really cooked up like a really compelling story or characters. They're so far it's introduction. And I admit, like, comparing characters that have been developing over 4 seasons to characters that have been cooking for 6 is hard to do. But no, the writing of Hat Atelier is nowhere near ReZero. Nowhere, not even the same element for me. It's a beautiful show, great directing, but not story-wise yet. And they're really not Kudere, right? I guess you can say Dundere. Oh yeah, Orange also produced a promotional short for the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. Probably. Wouldn't doubt it. Agents, I'll put it up here at A. I'm really liking it so far. I was saying earlier I would like to actually cover it on a weekly basis. Kanan Sama. Mistress Kanan is devilishly easy. I think, like, early on, this show's not great. You're gonna ban that word? You're gonna ban that word? I'm not even sure the new ReZero characters are that compelling, though. I don't know. I mean, it's your opinion, dude. You're not gonna change my opinion on it. You can hate ReZero all you want. I still think it's better. S for sexy. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna do that again. Okay, first off, 100% the entire beginning segment of this series is carried by Kanan Sama. And that's because, yes, her seiyuu is the same seiyuu that did Kaguya-sama Love is War. She's phenomenal. She does, like, I did it. She does internal dialogue freaking out all the time perfect. She has the stern Kaguya-sama, nothing can get past this barrier, that I am a strong individual that is a powerful demon. And then internally she's screaming that Kaguya-sama Love is War. So the entire beginning of this show is literally Kaguya-sama Love is War. It isn't until, like, later on where I think this show overall starts working, because I think the first 2 episodes are, besides their, like, absurd moments together, their chemistry's not great. She's great, but he's not. It isn't until, like, later on that it's actually good. And that is when we get, like, I did it again. Add another one. We get the addition of the priest or the saint. Her addition was great. I think the maid's okay. She's just more kind of forcing something to happen that wasn't normally happening, because she's freaking out. She doesn't know love, and he's just waiting for her to say yes because he's a decent human being. That all stuff's great, but it's been good. I'm waiting for the crazy other succubus girl that they showed in the PVs. Hopefully she comes in the next episode. But I've been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. I don't want to say it's as good as Yawa Yawa Sensei, but it's pretty close to that. There's a few, like, really hilarious moments. The infirmary scene was great. The sweat smelling scene was hilarious. Chasing down the saint, though, was pretty funny too. There's like 3 or 4 really hilarious moments in the show so far. I love ReZero, but I do feel like I'm missing some stuff from the light novel sometimes. I have a rich feelings part of Subaru's touching the doors won't really be explained enough. Yeah, I haven't felt lost yet. I just kind of assume the story is holding its cards, so I don't really focus on that too much. It's funny to me when they got Kuroda Takuya Kiryu, who also voices Sullivan, Iruma, Grandpa, and Iruma-kun as Kanan's father. Nice. Like, it really dropped at the beginning of episode 3. Is it worth continuing? If it's not working for you at this point, no, I wouldn't push for it. I almost want to recommend that you watch the episode where the saint first comes there. Because, again, that's when you get a sense of, like, really good chemistry I think the writer's good at. But I wouldn't sell you on it, no. If it's not working for you in 3 episodes, I wouldn't push you to watch it. Is anime only? I can say crazy to say Ekidona over Shala as waifu. As anime only, is it crazy to say Ekidona over Shala? I would probably say Ekidona. The little sister will be legendary. Is that a little sister? I kind of assume. Yeah, I guess that could be the little sister, huh? She kind of has the same hair color, so I can assume that she's the little sister. I'm holding out hope for explanation as well. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Again, if it comes down to it, I'm going to read the novel eventually. It sucks for anime only, is because some stuff may never get answered, and I hate that a lot of it's in the freaking shorts, which aren't, like, difficult to consume, but there's a bother whenever there's stuff that in the actual shorts, not in the main series. Really like what they've done with Replica so far. I was not expecting direction of the last 2 episodes. I need to get back to it. Honestly, I need to get back to it. For rezero, I watched 2 different tubers that do skip content. Nice, nice. Observation logs of a guy who, what was it called? Observation log of my fiancée who calls herself a villainess. Yeah, I can say it. I can say it. Okay. Of the entire season, this is the biggest surprise for me. I'm not going to oversell this. Don't get me wrong. Don't go rushing over to watch it or anything like that. Don't let me oversell this. But this is like the one where I just turned it on. And I'm like, okay, let's just get this over with. Let me watch this show, see if it's any good. I liked it. I actually really like it. I actually really like it. I might do a video on this. Maybe Sunday. I have an opening on Sunday that I can post it. Maybe before then. But I have some stuff to talk about with this show. I'll get into it here, but I'll make a video on it as well. It has been a treat for me. The concept here is that you have the prince. This prince guy that's very handsome and everything like that. He's got this girl that his fiance that he's set to marry. One day, she just shows up and she just says it straight out. I found out just the other day, I got my memories back from my previous life, and there I played a game that is literally this world. I'm the villainess of this world, and because she loves him so much and adores him, she wants him to have the good, happy ending, which is that she gets with the heroine, where he's going to be the happiest. It seems to be implying so far that if he's not chosen in the game, the prince becomes like ruined somehow. So she really badly wants him to get with the heroine that'll protect him. So she's like, I'm going to become the best villainess ever. And then proceeds to, like, every time that she confronts him, she's talking about how she wants to be the best. She's going to do horrible things. She's going to be so dastardly. She gives her father a playbook, which he brings to the prince. She gives her father a playbook, a guide on how to like embezzle money and everything like that, which is based off all the knowledge about who he contacts, who he ends up getting with in order to embezzle money with and stuff. So the prince pretty much uses that to find out who he needs to talk to that's in nobility that is actually going to try to get him to be, embezzle money. It's great. It's super cute because it's him. He's like a guy that does everything perfectly. Nothing challenges him. So now that he has her coming up to him and saying, I'm going to be the villainess, and he has no clue what she's talking about, he finds her interesting because he can't understand her. He doesn't understand what she's talking about. So it gets into, like, her bringing up that, oh, my mother's supposed to die this year from this illness. It can't be cured. So he finds a cure for it because he's, like, super OP at figuring out anything. It's been super cute so far, and I'm actually really, really liking it. And she's a dork. She's an absolute fail dork that I'm loving so much. Because she wants him so bad, but she knows that if she romances him, his life apparently is going to be ruined. So it's got that whole thing going for it. I love it. She really worked out to protect the prince. She literally goes out and works out. Yes. It's funny how villainous shows started as subversion, became a genre, and now have their own subversions. Yeah, exactly. The Where the Child scene had me rolling. It's been good. It's been good. I'm liking it. She's super cute though. I'm gonna put it above Yawa Yawa Sensei. I'm gonna put it above Yawa Yawa Sensei. I liking it more than Yawa Yawa Sensei. I guess I can bring Yawa Yawa Sensei down now. We're filling up A too much. We'll start bumping stuff down. I'm liking it. Again, I'm not gonna oversell it though. It's just something that's, for me personally, it's kind of hit. I do find a lot of the villainous shows to kind of be a bit repetitive. And so this was kind of refreshing in that regard. This another show in the season feels like subversion from the Otome Girl anime. Yeah, and they got to do a lot for me because I'm kind of getting sick of them. Like, even last season, like, even though May asked for one last thing, was it last season or was that last year? It might have been last year. Yeah, it was last year. May I ask for one last thing? Like, it had like an initial first episode that was super good and was absolutely hilarious. Then beyond that, it's like just punching stuff over and over again. So this could do the same thing. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's gotta do a lot more for me anymore. One of the loaded anime seasons I had in a while. Almost every day I have an episode or two to watch. Yeah. It's a strong season. Next season's gonna be even worse. Next season's gonna be even worse. Villainous shows can be so tropey. Yeah. I like the one where she is so evil in the history and the black hair girl. Oh, this one. Where's that? Apparently did not add it to my list. There's a season 2 going on right now. I think it's short as Lost Tame or something like that. The most heretical last boss, that one. Yeah, next season is pretty loaded with even more sequels, including long-awaited conclusion of Bleach. Yeah, Bleach, and then we'll have basically ReZero, Bookworm, when Shoko Tensei starts up, Tensura. We'll have like all the biggest isekais airing at the same time. Alchemy Strongest villain, let's see. Yeah. Demons of the Shadow Realm or something like that. Demons of the Shadow Realm. It's okay. It is okay so far. For those who don't know, this is from the creator of Full Metal Alchemist. About a boy who's in a village with his sister. She's supposed to stay in this cage and be like for this ritual or something like that. And at some point, like, helicopters and soldiers start flooding into this little small village and attacks everybody. Come to find out it's modern times Japan. And anybody that controls demons are like always in pairs. And he summons up these two that were guardians of the village. And he's supposed to... Him along with his sister, like these destined children that divide the day and the night. And so they have like the power to potentially cause like an entire like war across the entire continent of Japan. So I'm assuming people want to have them at their side because of their power or something like that. So his sister apparently left with his mom and dad a long time ago. So he's trying to find his sister and find out why mom and dad left the village a long time ago and why the village is so evil. Because goddamn, we just murdered everybody in the village. I hope we find out why the village is so evil. We hope we eventually find out why the village is so damn evil, because we just slaughtered a whole bunch of innocent people in front of their children. I think it's fine so far. Visually, it's fine. Characters are okay. I think I'm waiting for a decent hook, because I haven't really gotten a decent hook so far. Something to really kind of care for the characters. Main guy is pretty cool. Like he's kind of like he's not a wimpy kid. He's actually kind of a badass, which is kind of a nice plus for a show like this. Typically, they're always kind of a wuss that kind of builds up being stronger over time. Gobble gobble. Gobble gobble. The mystery is intriguing. It's a solid B for me. Good animation, likable characters, but nothing special. Yeah, I'm hoping for something to really hook me. I think everything else is good, like you say. I kind of agree. Interesting, but I'm waiting for it to do something, explain anything from the past to the opening. Yeah, that's kind of the problem that I explained in my video, was like, holy crap, I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in, and I still don't really... I don't get why they massacred an entire village, and why I'm supposed to be okay with these people that massacred an entire village. Like, what did they do? What is so wrong with this village that they massacred them all, and I'm supposed to be okay with that? I think the recent episode I watched kind of irked me a little bit, because we finally had a moment where, like, you go from him saying, I'm going to kill everybody that killed the people. Again, because you have a guy that was raised by this village. Suddenly, helicopters fly in with people, and they start gunning down, and this chick's doing gabu gabu, chomping people in half in front of poor little children. And he rushes in there, finds out his sister's been killed by somebody claiming to be his sister. He literally says, I'm going to kill everybody that was involved with this. He wants his revenge. So you have the protagonist get that whole, I'm going to get my revenge and kill everybody moment. But then the first time he has a chance to do it, he doesn't. It's like, God dang it, just follow. If you're going to do it, follow through with it. Come on, come on. No, we can't have protagonists killing people, right? I also have cute Gat Moe. She just wants to hug his brother. She is kind of cute. They didn't really show her firsthand kill anybody, so at least that's a plus. Except for the weird creature thing that's acting like her. That's about it. And nothing too special yet, for sure. For now, we need to find out who is going to be the real evil ones. Yeah, like I said that in my video. I like the fact that at least so far, there's no real villains. We assume the village was bad. We assume, again, killing a bunch of people is not good, so that doesn't make the other party really that great as well. Like, there's no real bad guys so far. We don't really know who's the bad guy. Because Oscalot is cool. Dude, Oscalot is great. If you're talking about Vinland Saga, Oscalot is great. Because Gobble Gobble was hungry, so it's okay. It's cute. She can chomp people in half because it's cute, and she's a waifu character. What's the show after Damon's? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I actually meant to censor this, so hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me. His sister also feels pretty flat at the time. They're in the same room. Like, no personality beyond I love Noni-chan. Yeah. It's fulfilling that whole thing. Gotta run. Take care, Church. Hope you have a good one, man. Thanks for dropping by. I feel like it's building up to something. I hope it builds up to something good. I have a lot of promise because of the writer, but I'm waiting for something to grab me. I'm honestly waiting for something to grab me. I'll put it right here. I love her designs though. Like her art style is really great. Love her character designs. They're all like very unique, but yet like good looking. Oh, Pansu. Don't look it up unless you're ready to see something. The show is called Pansu, and it is Return. I did not know this actually came back until literally like a couple days ago. I've only watched one episode of it. I think there's 2 episodes out right now, but yeah, for those who know what a Pansu is it's a weird, it's a thing. It's a series. You didn't know it come back either. I like how I just say Pansu, and people are like, oh, yeah, that came back. I'd seen a clip of the last episode. I really want to watch it. But yeah, I've only seen the episode with the 2 maids so far, which includes a return of one character. The title is like, I want you to show me your Pansu while you give me a disgusted face, and I short it for a Pansu. So the concept is that it's a first-person perspective story. Sorry. Sorry, I'm overselling it. It's a first-person perspective. You only get the dialogue of the girl. She's reacting to what the perspective is saying, which is supposed to be a self-insert. It's a POV story, yes. It's kind of like One Room. But the concept here is legit. All it is random individual. The perspective is asking them to show their Pansu while giving a disgusted face. It's not just show me your Pansu. It's show me it while you look at me with an angry face. It's that whole thing. So yeah, the first one's like a maid from the previous season, and there's another maid, and she messed up something, and so they both together have to show the Pansu. So it's stupid, it's dumb, but it's hilarious. I'm putting it in D just because I don't want anybody having expectations for this damn show. It's stupid ecchi. It's literally like the stupidest ecchi you'll find. Mirror Tights has more story than this. One Room has a decent story. This is just Pansu. That's all you're getting. You're getting a Pansu with a disgusted look. Yeah, Dogaza was another one. Dogaza was like Dogaza to have them show things or whatever. Degradation kink, yeah. Get 2. No, it was more than 2 ends. No, way more than 2 sentences. More than that. Now, Yokai-san Dog actually has like a story it's playing out, even if it is a stupid story. This one's just literally show it. Okay, here it is. That's the plot line, is show it. There it is. Read the manga for the Dogaza one. You watched, you looked at it. You didn't read it. There's no reading in Dogaza, right? Because it was interesting. Well, the isekai one, didn't Dogaza do an isekai version or something like that? I wouldn't doubt that Pansu's doing, because it has like a demon girl, so I'm assuming we go into some kind of isekai. Snowball Earth. I hate it. I hate Snowball Earth. I legitimately am creeped out by parts, which is kind of surprising, but overall I don't like Snowball Earth. Snowball Earth is about a boy who at some point finds out about a robot. The world's being attacked by kaiju. People are figuring out ways to fight the kaiju. Boy learns that this one robot was designed by a professor to lure the kaiju away and explode to kill them. And he finds out about this and wants to stop the robot from blowing up. So it gets inside the robot. And he manages to use the robot to actually defeat the kaiju without it blowing up. And from that point on, he just becomes the hero that pilots this robot to destroy the kaiju. At some point, he has to leave with a spaceship to where the kaiju are coming from in order to defeat him there. And they all get wiped out. And he gets sent back to Earth via an escape pod. And when he arrives at Earth, come to find out 8 years passed, question mark? Or 10 years passed. Something like time had passed. And while they were gone, everything got frozen. Like the entire Earth has been frozen. Some people survived underground, and he finally finds some humans that are still alive, and now has to fight the kaiju with the escape pod version of the robot that he's been fighting alongside the entire time. Don't tell Joff about Andrew not liking. Is he like super fan of Snowball Earth? Is like he legit? Is he? I mean, like I always say, people can enjoy whatever they enjoy, but I did not see anything compelling in this show so far. The thing I don't like about this show, honestly, is that it doesn't handle heavy themes very well. It's very graphic at times. Like, the initial fight in space. Like, he has this entire spaceship of crew that he's trying to communicate to, trying to make friends, and the moment they go out to battle, their systems F up, and they're completely defenseless. The kaiju literally go in and just munch the entire bridge out of existence. Like, these people will just get vacuum sucked out of that thing and chomped to death. And he's over here turned and going, what? Humanity lost? It's like, wow, that was kind of a shocking moment, but we're just like, shrug, humanity lost? Oh, that sucks. Like, wow, we're not even traumatized by the fact that your entire crew is dying. They're dead. They do that again later on. Like, he meets this whole crew of people, and people are getting splattered, and there's no sense of like, wow, are we not shocked by this at all? Like, none of this stuff phases these people. Like, nobody seems to care that people are getting completely massacred. Agency is gone in these characters. They have no... They lack empathy or any sort of humanity. Like, I don't connect to any of these characters because they just don't seem human. That's the problem. None of them seem human. The kaiju are kind of creepy, I'll admit that. Like, some of the kaiju have, like, the creepy... They're all CGI, but they have some of the creepiest freaking faces, dude. That's the one thing I will give this. Like, whoever's, like, the CGI group, their characters are creepy as hell. The other problem the series has, it's got one of the biggest sins of a CGI show where they don't commit to the CGI. It's not like Orange. They do the reverse thing where they want a CGI show because it's a mostly action show and they don't want to pay to 2D animate the whole thing. So everything's CGI that's always present. So a lot of the characters and scenes where you know they're not going to be around for very long, they're 2D drawn. So literally, if you see 2D characters, they're probably going to die. Or they're not going to be around for very long. It's like that whole thing. If you see 2D characters, they're probably not going to be in the scene for very long. It's got that whole sin where, like, commit. CGI everything or don't. It's annoying jumping back and forth. I just hate the main character. He's such a blah character. All he cares about is making friends, and nothing phases him. He just wants to make friends all the time. All he thinks about is friends. And it's so annoying. Nah, good plot pilot keeps the level head. Good pilot. You're not wrong. But this is like a kid. This guy is a kid. There's no like hardened soldier or anything like that. He's literally a kid. Feels like I've seen a CG scene in Snowball. Feels like I've seen CG. What? It's basically Luffy, only friends. Yeah, but poorly, but not well wrote. Anyways, that's that show. My gosh, the Black Cat and the Witch or something like the classroom of the Black Cat and the Witch. You know, they don't mind me tracking me because they did on track. If someone wears kind of couple clothes and they die, I wonder. You'll have to retype that one. The butt kissing show. Yes. What about Bob? The butt kissing show. I like this show for like an episode and a half, and then beyond that, I think I'm good. Like this is the first show where like after a couple episodes, like I'm good. Like I just it's not course correcting for me. It kind of just it's losing me. It's not correcting itself. I'm good. I don't think I probably won't get back to the show, but yeah, this one had a very wild introduction, and the concept here, for those who don't know, is girl who wants to be a magician, but her family is poor and has too many children that she can't even afford to get somebody to teach her magic. She's trying to teach herself. Eventually, she runs into a black cat. The black cat ends up being literally the thing that she's inspired to become a witch for, is because she wants to go to this one school and be taught by this legendary mage. That's him. Apparently, everybody thought he ran away a long time ago. He apparently got turned to a cat. So he, in return for teaching her magic, I quote because he never wants to teach her magic, in return for teaching her magic, he has her take her to this one library where this book could be that will give them the answers to how to get rid of the curse. Come to find out, the way to get rid of the curse is to inject him with rebirth magic. Come to find out, she has rebirth magic. But in order to inject the rebirth magic into him as a cat, she's got to kiss him on the butthole, because it's got to like inject the mana like a suppository. That's the plot. That's a plot. That was wild. Mana transfer revolution. I like how many first chatters we get for that one. Thank you. That's an intro. And she does, in the first episode, she does in fact kiss his butthole, because they're gonna die, and that's the only way to change him back and let him use his full power. It doesn't last long because she actually has to be equal power to him, and so what precedes this is her going to school, being taught by him, every morning having to kiss his butthole in order for him to turn back into his normal self in order to teach class, and they meet quirky students that are all within his class, which are all like problem children with their own problems. Like there's one that is, it's a sister and a brother that are one self, and depending on who touches them last, male or female, they will turn to that gender. So it's like Ranma, but like any guy gropes the sister, the guy pops out and punches them. That's the thing. Like I said, after the reason why I liked the first couple episodes, by the way, wasn't the whole butt kissing thing. I mean, it was stupid, and I kind of had a chuckle for a brief moment. The reason why I liked the first two episodes is because I liked the chemistry between the two of them. Because she's like, I want to be this great thing for this person I look up to. Well, he's an asshole. he's an asshole. Like, he's just using her. He's like an absolute prick. Like when they first travel away from her hometown in order to go to the city to find the library with this book, when they get there, initially she's like, teach me magic. And he's like, okay, I will teach you a spell. Say this out loud. it ends up being, I don't know if it's like a different language or whatever, but it ends up being the call to ask for a nearby waitress to bring a round of drinks. And so she yells the spell, think it's a spell, and literally the nearby like tavern waitress is like, all right, I'll get you your drinks, and like places the beers down, and he as a cat is just chugging down these beers. Like, he's a dick. And I like that, but yeah, the show didn't really hold much. It's just blah. Yeah. Yeah. I literally thought about doing that, Kura. I thought about making my thumbnail for my video on that show be like finger butt hole. That whole, you know, Dark Souls joke. Tongue butt hole would have been funny. I agree with that one. So you're like right there with me. Like a few days ago when I was making my video, I was actually considering this. Now, the question is, tongue. There's no implied. It doesn't imply the method. We're not going on this conversation. How do you look at someone in the eyes after they kiss your feline butthole? He does it. They never imply that she like washes or he washes before. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about this. Gotta love the realism of being pissed off losing money. Yes, speaking of losing money, Liar Game. I grabbed the wrong one. Liar Game. Yeah, I think it's C. Probably D. I don't know. It's C or D. Liar Game's like C or D. Liar Game, what this one is about. It is about a girl who at some point receives an invitation. The invitation basically is this briefcase with 100. Was it I think in the end what it turned out to be was like 100,000. I forget what it is. I mean, anyways, it's a lot of money. It's like we're talking about like $100 million right here. It's a lot of money. A briefcase full of it. I want to say it's $100,000, like US equivalent or something like that. But it's a lot of money. So she has a briefcase with $100,000. It says, you have been implied to the Liar Game. Basically what they do is they select two individuals, and those two individuals will compete against each other. And the idea is that you have to somehow trick the other person into giving or acquiring their $100,000, and then that'll allow you to win the game, and you get to keep the prize money. The problem is that whatever you lose, you owe the game. So if you have that $100,000, it's basically a loan. So if you were to lose that $100,000, you owe the game $100,000. You're in debt, basically. So at first, she's like trying to hide the whole situation. And eventually, she actually meets the other contestant, which is actually her former teacher. And the former teacher's like, oh, don't worry, I'll help you out here. This must be a scam or something like that. I've been actually selected for it as well. Let's just put it in my safe box and we'll wait to figure out what happens at the very end of the game. So he places her, she stupidly gives her 100,000 and allows him to place it in his safety box. Come to find out later on, yeah, he was scamming her. He was actually tricking her the entire time, lying about the whole situation. He's planning on actually making her lose. She finds out because she gets another letter that says that she now owes $100,000 if the game ends. She ends up having to hire a guy who was just getting released who was a scammer. She hires him to help her get the money back from her teacher. And so this guy, using his wits, basically tricks the teacher into thinking that he was losing, or tricks the teacher into opening up his safe box and allow them to take the money back for her so that she can win. Now, all that's okay, right? Like, it's just this, it's basically a kind of a death game type of thing. You can kind of grant it's similar to death games because if you lose this much money, you're probably dead. Like, for most people, losing this much money, you're probably dead. What's annoying about it is that beyond like the whole like how to trick the other individual, which was an okay scenario, it honestly wasn't the most like clever death game type of scenario I've ever seen. Why I hate the show is everything after the first game ends. Because her response to winning, she was supposed to give him half the money, which she does, which is like $50,000. She kept the other $50,000. But then because she felt bad because the teacher's like in debt and really wanted to win and scam her of all the money, because he was crying at the end and he's in debt, she gives him the 50,000. A guy who literally before, like scenes before, was laughing in her face saying, I don't care if you lose $100,000. I'm going to win the $100,000. Haha. Like they over exaggerate his laughing face in her face as she is crying her eyes out. Please, teacher, don't do this. Give me back my $100,000. I can't go in debt for $100,000. He's laughing at her and saying, serves you right. I'm going to win. You're going to lose. I don't care. I'm getting this money. She gives him $50,000 at the end because she feels bad. Then to make matters worse, the scammer who had just met her weeks prior and helps her beat this guy to get her money back, he gives his share to the teacher too. It's so stupid, dude. Like, it's like, this is so unbelievable. It's not even funny. Like, I can kind of see her doing it because she respected the teacher. And this is all shocking to her because she trusted him. Like, I don't see him needing $50,000. Or at least I see her asking how much money you actually need. Do you need $50,000? But him? Guy just got out of jail? He gets $50,000 after doing this whole thing, and he's just gonna give it up like that? It gets stupider. She gets another mail the next day, and that mail says, the next round started. You don't have to compete, but in order to get out of the game, you have to forfeit what you won the first round. So she has to give, well, no, half of what you earned the first round. She has to give them back $50,000. But she's given it all to the stupid teacher for some stupid reason. So she's in trouble now because she ain't got no money. This lawyer that initially helped her out, come to find out, he pops up at her door and is like, hey, I want to check in on you. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you've not seen the fact that this lawyer is part of this whole system, you're stupid. Like, he randomly shows up at your house and helping you out and giving you free advice. You're so stupid. Like, it says early on, like the show opens up that she's stupidly honest. She is stupidly honest. But damn, I was not ready for how stupidly honest she is. She is brain dead honest. Brain dead honest. It's bad. I hate it. I hate the show. It's called Liar Game for a reason. Yeah, everybody else is lying, but she's stupid. I wonder if it'll get delayed to stories similar to Tomodachi Game. I'd be curious with adaptations. It's dumb. Kill Blue. Let's move on to Kill Blue. It's okay. Kill Blue is okay. It's about an assassin who gets stung by a bee from this pharmaceutical company that ends up being like genetically altered in order to turn him into a small young boy. He goes to school, finds it really boring until he realizes that learning is really fun. So he's like super excited to actually learn new things. All the while they're trying to figure out learn more about this secret biological sample that turned him into a kid. Learn more about it, and so he's got to figure out information about that. A girl that's going to his class happens to be the CEO's daughter, so he's trying to get in chumming with her. Come to find out, whoever marries her will actually get the company itself, so that's a good way to get it, but he doesn't want to marry her. And yeah, bad people show up every now and then. He beats them up. Last episode gives me Rama vibes. I think it's got a subtle Rama vibe, the entire thing, for sure. Not gonna lie, I think 80 of people will be like him if that happens to him. I think 80 of people will be like that if it happened to him. Well, yeah, I think most people you're talking about like most adults. I think most adults would happily accept that kind of crap. That redhead haired guy reminds me of Kuruma from Yu Yu Hakusho. I got to the point where she claimed that he is her boyfriend because everybody's like clamoring. That's how far I've gotten so far. Yeah, it's okay. Like I'm gonna keep watching it, but it's kind of one of those shows that's kind of okay. Like I'm enjoying it enough that I keep watching it, but it hasn't really done anything to really kind of grab me. A lot of people love to learn again if they become children again. Yeah, I always hear though horror stories that like education and whatnot's getting more simplified and stuff. So it's like I think if I could go back, I probably would. Like it's that whole like joke about like all adults tell children that you should focus more, like they didn't. It's that whole thing there. But yeah, I think I wish I did pay attention more in certain classes, but. Yeah, I would, let's be honest, if I went back to being a kid again, I'd probably screw around just like I did last time. Let's be truthful here. I'd probably screw around just like I did last time. I'm definitely liking it more than Kill Blue, so I'm going to put this one down here. Gonna sort things around. I might bring this down anyways. He keeps it straight though, like that. I hope we get to see and meet his daughter. That was one part that I did like. I did like kind of the whole him trying to reconnect to his daughter for sure. I did like the whole connecting to the family again thing. Dr. Stone, future, Dr. Stone. What the Science Future Part 3 question mark? I think it's Part 3 at this point. Yeah, Part 3. Dr. Stone Science Future. Part 3. Liked quite a bit of the episodes so far this season. I really liked seeing Rusui's brother, and now we're trying to create a computer. I'm liking how they're handling the computer stuff so far, because honestly, when they first started talking about making a computer, I wanted to roll my eyes. like the idea of them, because my brain immediately goes to, okay, you guys are gonna somehow create like silicon and stuff like that. No, no, let's stop. I think they're doing good at like sort of like starting back from like the basics of computing, which is I think about all they're gonna be able to do without like some massive like microscopic development and manufacturing. Like right now, literally. There's a reason why RAM prices are so expensive, is because a lot of those chips, only one company can do it because it's so fucking hard to do. Like it is. If they somehow pump out like an actual modern day computer in this world, I'm going to throw something. It's AI. It's like AI aside, it's really about the fact that there's only one company that can do this crap, and that's how insanely difficult it is. But and there's politics involved with that, obviously. There's a lot of politics involved with that. But they're doing good so far in how they're explaining that kind of stuff. But yeah, I liked the brother stuff. It was a pretty solid little introduction, and Rusui is legit like one of my favorite characters of the series overall. So getting more of him is always a plus for me. But yeah, I've been enjoying the new season a lot more than last season. For those that missed it, my thoughts on Part 2 was not positive. I'm not extremely excited about Part 2. I'm gonna put it just above the observation diaries. I'm enjoying it again. I'm enjoying Dr. Stone again, which is great. That's what they need to do. They're gonna have Dr. Stone eventually have them confront AI. I still think that's what's going to turn out to be. I think Wise Man's going to totally be AI. The end of Dr. Stone's story is the defeat of AI. The AI on the moon. The biggest enemy was yourself moment. Marriage Toxin. Had a feeling you would with this season slowing down. With the season slowing down or Dr. Stone slowing down? It still seems pretty fast, though. I mean, they chuck together a lot of really crazy stuff. Enjoying Marriage Toxin, maybe the best girl of the season. S tier. Dr. Stone. Okay, yeah. I'm glad I'm enjoying it again. honestly. Again, I hate not liking shows. I always hate not liking shows that I want to enjoy. So true. Marriage Toxin is real good, man. So effing true. I like how I'm pulling Sergio Don into the joke. It's so good, man. Best girl of the season, man. Marriage Toxin, for those that don't know, it's about it's like a bunch of different bloodlines all have been crafting like their skill in particular things. Like they have somebody that is their family bloodline, like they all craft the art of controlling water, and so their bloodline has the power of like controlling water. Our main character, he's of the bloodline of people, of families that like control, like their skill craft is in poisons, and so he's the next of this bloodline to control poisons. But yeah, he's an assassin. He's doing his assassin stuff. He only kills bad people, by the way. We've got to make sure that's clear. He only kills them when they're bad. It's like Kill Blue. He only kills bad people. They were all bad. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, they all bad. So he only kills bad people. Well, he's got this problem with his sister where their family wants an heir to the family because they need to carry on the bloodline. And they want the sister to do it. But the sister's got a girlfriend, so she's not going to be able to carry on the bloodline. So she wants to stay with her girlfriend, but like she's going to have to do it. And so he's like, no, don't do it. Just enjoy your life. I'm probably never going to get married either. It's okay. Don't worry about the family. Well, then one day when he's on a job to go like kill this person that was a marriage, they were like a marriage swindler. When he was on the job to kill this person, he gets a call from his sister. His sister's like, Mom called me, said that I have to break up and get a husband. She's going to force the marriage. Don't worry about me, whatever. And he's like, no, I'll handle it. I'm going to get married. I'll have a kid. I'll carry on the bloodline. Because he just got done talking to his friend the night before who's like, he got like a bug mouth. So he never thought his friend would ever be able to get married. But somehow my friend, who's like this bloodline of bug controllers, he gets a wife. So I could probably do it. He desires to have a family and everything. So he's like, no, don't worry about it, sister. I'm going to handle it. So he's got this marriage like scammer in front of him that's kind of hot. He's like, God dang, this chick's hot. I mean, she's making me feel something. Like I'm getting all doki doki when she's talking to me. She's like asking for like, begging for herself and everything. So he's like, okay, well, hey, I'll give you the remedy and I'll not kill you if you go out with me. Like if you marry me. And she's like, oh, hell no, I ain't gonna marry you. Screw you. I'd rather die. Come to find out, this scammer is scamming people because she's trying to get money for the medical bills of her brother. And she's not going to bend for this guy. And so he's like, well, if you're this big swindler for marriage, I'll help you out with your brother as long as you find me somebody to marry. And so she agrees to that. He saves her life. And come to find out, she's actually a dude. This chick who's extremely hot, he's getting doki doki for, is just a dude. And he's like, well, if I want to swindle a guy, I dress up as a girl. If I'm swindling a girl, I dress up as a guy. So just whatever I need to dress up as is what I do. But basically you have this individual who's very good at swindling people into marriages and whatnot and taking their money, is now helping him find the right girlfriend. Problem is that he has like no charm, so she's like, well, when he saved me, I was like, he charmed me, so I'm going to have you rescue and protect people, and maybe you'll find somebody there. So that's what it kind of turns into, him taking different jobs, being a rescuing kidnapped people, or just being a bodyguard for different people. First one is to rescue somebody, second one is to be a bodyguard for a CEO's daughter. So all the while he runs into individuals who are other like bloodlines of different people to fight them. So I've been enjoying this show so far. I think there is a side of me that gets a little bit frustrated how kind of rescue save the week it is. There's brief moments of like nothing really entertaining happening, but for the most part I really like it. And the reason I like it the most is because I like the main two characters. Like their chemistry is so perfect because he sucks at like social interactions and she's like a genius at social interactions. And of course she reacts to his crappy social interactions while trying to help him out. The example I gave in my video when I covered this was he goes this when he's protecting the CEO's daughter, she's trying to get out more because she made a promise to her father. she's trying to get out more, so she goes to this little gathering with her college friends, or the college classmates. And when she's at this gathering, he's there with her. And at some point, he has to introduce himself, and so him thinking, okay, I gotta stand out, you know, I gotta impress people. He stands up. Twitch, what's wrong with Twitch? He stands up. Did you break Twitch? What is... That was Twitch. Yug State? Is that what it is? F Yug State? Thanks for the follow. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Anyways, he's trying to impress everybody in the room, so he stands up and does a party trick, which involves like 8 pitchers of beer, and he chugs both sides, and then he proceeds to cause himself to vomit in front of everybody, but he put like a solidifying solution in with it, so it becomes like a solid gel worm that he's yakking up. That was his party trick that he felt everybody would be entertained by, but of course everybody's disgusted by. He's a social mess. Like, he is an absolute social mess. He doesn't really know what people want or don't want. And that's mainly because he's been raised behind mirrors, watching other families interact, always being alone, always eating alone, and never really having like a normal social life. So it's cute. I like it. So much wrong with Twitch. Yeah, this says for sure. So far, I've had it crashed again. Is Twitch good? Are we good at Twitch side? Is everybody still watching me? Are we still on? I don't know. I don't know drop frames, so I'm guessing we're good. Killing bots and crashing streams. But anyways, that's Marriage Toxin. What do I want to put as I want to say B. B or A. B or, I'm thinking B or A. What else is in B or A? I'm gonna go B. It's not a great show all the time, but I do enjoy it most of the time. I think it's a solid B so far. Hopefully it kind of improves from that point. Yeah, high B. Yeah, high B, low B. Or high B, low A. High B, low A. I think that's where I'm kind of sitting with it. It is enjoyable. Few more. We're almost done, folks. Drops of God. The Drops of God. I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a liquor person. I know, shocker, right? I do not like liquor. I do not care much for drinking. I'm not a wine person. I don't know if I've ever actually had wine. I think I may have had wine once. I'm just not a wine person, not a drinker, which is funny because the main character is not a wine drinker either. This show is boring AF. It is not me. It is not my show, which I've heard good things about it. But it is just no. It is just a no show. Yeah, FM, are you still there? Is Twitch even functioning? I don't even know if Twitch is even functioning anymore. I think my stream has probably died like 3 times, I'm guessing. Did you just jump boat? Did like the Twitch die over there? It did. Okay, so it is Twitch being... I'm probably just gonna cut off Twitch completely. Next time it dies, I'm just gonna turn off Twitch. Thanks, Twitch. 0 drop frames, no connectivity issues, YouTube running fine. Anyways, Twitch aside, Drops of God is probably easily like the most boring show. It's just not for me in general. The concept here is you have a guy who's he knows a lot about wine. He just doesn't like drinking it, and it seems to imply that he had a kind of a falling out with his father. His father seemed like wanted him to become like the heir to his gathering that he has, which his father has like this insanely expensive collection of very rare wines. Like, we're talking about stuff where like they made only 100 bottles of this thing, that kind of rarity. Stuff that is aged for like a long time, the best of the best. Once his father passes away, they basically come in with the will. The will basically says, okay, he adopted somebody at the last minute, and between the one that he adopted and his son, different than Glasses God. Okay, I was like, am I getting the wrong show here? Like suddenly somebody else was like, hey, Andrew, wrong show. You're not talking about the right show. In order to decide who gets this massive, extremely expensive collection that he has put together, his inheritance basically, between the adopted child and his actual blood-related son, they have to go through a competition where they're going to pull all these different wines, and they have to figure out, like, they have to, like, describe it in the best way possible, whatever, and they have basically a competition about it, so, and there goes Twitch again. So I'm gonna turn off Twitch. Thank you, Twitch! Good night, Twitch. Or just YouTube now. I know why I bother sometimes. But yeah, the whole gist here really, it feels like, is like, just, there's a sense here where you have individuals sort of find different people, different passions about wine itself. There's a lot to do with like the process of making the wine, the extra care that individuals take in creating the perfect wine. The stories behind the individuals that enjoy wine together. Like, there's this whole story about this guy meeting some girl that was married off to somebody else, and she's gonna die here soon, and she's trying to reconnect with him, and it's like these little stories with the people involved with really expensive wine. There's a side of me that almost gets a little bitter about the idea of, I'm gonna hear these sob stories about people that have the money to enjoy bottles of wine that costs more than people make in entire lifetimes. It's like a whole sob story. They're enjoying their wine that's, you know, takes like $100 per drop. It's kind of boring. It's just a boring show. It doesn't look great either. I don't really like the style of the show. It's boo. It's D for disaster. I don't know. I just don't like it. Yeah, the wine tasting part's funny though. Like they do that. Like, if you're a Food Wars fan or a, you know, Yakutate Japan, for those that are that far back, they do the whole react thing to all the things that they drink. So whenever they just like take a swig or whatever, suddenly they go like you have like the and then like the flower effects happening from them, and like just short of like the clothes shredding off over drinking a sip of wine. It's so dorky. It is so dorky. Very quickly, I've only watched an episode of ReZero Breaktime. They're always mixed. Like, some of them are like a quick joke. Sometimes they're actually like skipped content, which I actually hate, but I'm just gonna put up here in A. Which leads us to our last one that we're gonna cover for today, which is Nepon Sangoku. Nepon Sangoku. Though it seems like the reaction isn't as outrageous as Yakutate. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's just kind of dorky. It's just like you hear the... It's always stupid. It kind of is telling a story at the same time, because like it's all about like him reminding himself of the moments with his mother and stuff like that, or these individuals trying to come together with the flavor of it or something like that. It's like they get these weird visions when they drink or taste the stuff. So Nepon Sangoku, this is up there next to Agents of the Four Seasons as one of my, and which Hat Atelier is like one of the great new shows of the season. I'd probably put it up towards S tier though, unlike Four Seasons. Yeah, I think the writing overall is much more in depth and complicated when it comes to Sangoku versus Agents of the Four Seasons. For those who don't know what Sangoku is, it's basically an alternate future or timeline Japan where it's kind of modern in the current times because it does talk about like certain companies, which is implying like Facebook Meta is like consuming all the money from consumers and making all the money while everybody else is kind of, losing all their money. You have like a whole world war happens. Japan loses to at some point in the war. At some point, it becomes also a place where refugees from the current war, nuclear wars that are happening, come to Japan and completely tank the economy more. You have issues with birth rates, foreigners, revolts, and all that kind of stuff. Eventually leads to Japan completely collapsing. And in the wake of Japan's collapse, you pretty much go back to like, late 1800s, early 1900s era type Japan. You go back to like, almost feudal-ish type Japan where you have different clans and families are all head in different areas of Japan. It becomes a warring states again. Warring states Japan happens again. And we follow our main character who is somebody who's always studied like Japan's past and history, while at the same time being like an agricultural scientist helping the area with agriculture. At some point, he loses his wife, and in a desire to essentially bring Japan back to a state of normalcy where things like that wouldn't happen, he goes to try to join this one promising general to help him with reuniting Japan. And a lot of my enjoyment of this series has been so far is the main character. I think he is a really fascinating character because he's somebody that is extremely smart, and he uses smart to overcome different challenges. The initial challenge is his own rage, where you have him being presented with the execution of his wife. Now, he could throw himself in a pit of rage, rush out there, kill everybody on the spot, but then that will just lead to, those that were involved to be replaced, and he'll just be killed himself. So instead, he basically chooses to use his own smarts to overcome the situation and get his revenge in a different way. So the way he does that is that he asks them for all the claims of what his wife did wrong. Like, what are the charges? What is the proof of the wrongdoing? The charges are that his wife got involved and stopped a tax collector and called I forget what his actual title is, calls this guy that's leading the area that is, enacting the execution, fat. And he doesn't like being called fat. So he says, okay, well, I can't dispute the charge that she got in the way of the tax collecting. She did that. She's guilty as charged. But on the charge that she called you fat, that's wrong. Her actual words were that you're doing something for that fat guy. And you assumed she was talking about him, which means that you think he's fat, not that she said that he's fat, which in turn gets the guy killed. So it's like this again. It's playing the long game. He's using his brains to sort of take those that again are going against him, taking the blade that's coming against him and his wife, and manipulating it to enact his own revenge. So he's very clever in that regard. He does this multiple times. Like every single situation where he kind of comes forth and presents he's very calculative in a lot of ways where you'll see sort of a situation play out. You can see a possible outcome of the situation, but then he kind of stops everybody and says, well, let me get this straight. And he plays through the scenario and he lays out all the evidence that normally would be very... In a lot of other stories, I can see as being very like, what's the term? Like the writer's trying to sound smart with the character. There's a term for it. I'm completely blanking on it right now. Like the writer's trying to be very overly smart and make their character into this dumb genius that sounds smarter than they actually sound. But the way that it plays out every scenario, is very cleverly done. Again, I like this main character. He's really cool. But yeah, just seeing him play out, trying to join this general. He eventually starts to essentially enact a lot of the laws out, which a lot of the military generals and whatnot were getting away with a lot of stuff and corruption. He's now enacting punishments for all these individuals, trying to create order within them so that they can, again, in the end of the day, rise up and take over the nation. At the same time, the guy that initially caused his wife's death, he's pretty much manipulating the current emperor, and he's trying to take his throne. So that's it's like a race currently, is to see who can rise to the top faster. I like it so far. I'm not a huge fan of the other guy, which is sort of like his partner. I'm not like, he's okay. So far, he's kind of just been a straight man to how brilliant he is. But I'm hoping he turns out to be a good, solid character, too. It's got a good cast, and it's building up something really interesting that I'm really liking, so it's been really good. The art style hasn't bugged me as much as I thought it was going to be. I really wasn't a fan of the art style when I seen the PVs. I watched the first episode, but thought the best character died episode 1. I see what you're saying, but unless you're talking about the guy that accidentally dropped all the... Are you talking about the guy that got pulled apart by the horses? Got tied to all the horses and pulled apart? He's not the best character. I'm joking. Anyways, that's all I'm going to cover for tonight. I think, again, I have a few more episodes, and I'm going to get caught up on Dororo. I don't know if Dandelion came out yet, but I need to watch that. I'm excited to watch the Encouragement of Drunk. I'm excited for Encouragement of Drunk. I'm also excited for the Yaru show that I haven't got a chance to watch. Need to go overloaded or something like that. I've been hearing some good things about that, so I'm excited to jump into that one. Even though I haven't actually watched or played the game. No, the one. I know, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. I watched a little bit of the Reincarnated as the Hero's Ribs. I'm gonna assume I'm probably not gonna like that one. It's a little bit too... It feels like it tries a little bit too hard for me. Like, that's just not typically my taste in comedy. But we'll see. Yeah, Akane-banashi too. I'm looking forward to. But we'll get to it. Otagao. Have to know my opinion about what? Of always a catch? Are you talking about the Gala one? The Otaku and the Gal one? Oh, this one right here? Super Sentai? It's a Super Sentai? Yeah, two right from there. Yeah, those are the Prince one. What was the premise on that one? Always a catch. Born a legendary ducal family. Martial prodigy Maria loses her claim and her heir and suddenly orders to marry the prestige. With no options left to her homeland, she transfers to a neighboring kingdom, only to be publicly dumped at graduation by a prince she's never met over an engagement she didn't even know she had. Will Mary be doomed to a life of spinster? Spinster. Okay, yeah. We'll see. That's a very bog standard intro, man. I found it decently interesting. Again, we talked about that earlier with like the observation logs. Like I get so like eye rolly of these types of stories, so it's better have something in there. Sounds generic, but she's funny. I hope she carries. Who's she Seiyu? It's Shara. Who else? It's literally the only voice that I recognize in this entire list is Shara from How not summon Demon Lord. Ueno from Miss Ueno. We'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely give it a shot. Are you excited for Idol Ferdinand's set, dude? I am, like, both Tensura and Bookworm not having an episode this week absolutely wrecked me, dude. Need to see episode 1. The actual bride is her friend. She's not the one dumped. Huh. I thought it was light this week. Yeah, they had, it was a Golden Week or something like that. They had some, like, broadcasting issues, so they just didn't broadcast an episode. It sucked. Slime Skip was okay since the movie came out. Yeah, I couldn't see the movie. Stop it. So everyone's like, it's okay because the movie. Pfft. Good for you guys. Glad you guys got to see the movie. Jeez. Tells him he needs glasses because he's being stupid about it. I can see that. I can see that. We'll see though. Yeah, like I said, I'll definitely be checking out all these shows, and again, next week we'll probably finish off the tier list. Hopefully, I can get all these shows watched. There might be some that I might only watch a couple episodes of because I'm not. We're getting to some of the stuff where I'm not expecting really much at all from them. So some of these might be throwaway shows. Getting too much work done, not enough distractions. Got here late. Have you covered Akane-banashi? No. It's like right here, right there. I hopefully can get around to that one this week. Again, I'm the most ones I'm wanting to see is Akane-banashi. I want to get caught up on my rewatch of Dorohedoro. I don't think I'm gonna even watch Reincarnated Petals Reincarnation because I've read the manga and just bleh. Just bleh. Need a Girl Overdrive. What else am I super excited to check out? Oh, Encouragement of Drunk. I think those are the ones that I'm like most excited for. The rest, we'll see. We'll see. I watched a little bit of the Rooster show. Just to clip the funny scene from the very beginning. That was hilarious. Him coming home to his girlfriend being railed. Not the Warble show with the weird bird. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. we'll see. We'll see. Not raging, but will persist. By the way, you should find raging for season. By the way, you should find me raging for the S rank of Dorohedoro. Dorohedoro has to do some horrible stuff for me not to even consider it even now. Like, based on my love of season 1, mainly around the villains. I've always loved the villains of Dorohedoro. They're super quirky and cool. Unless season 2 does something horrible, I don't see it not getting S tier. Like it's gotta go down a hill bad. Second Prettiest Girl has been surprisingly enjoyable so far. Was that that was which one? Is it this one right here? Right? Or was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. I don't know, we'll see. The PV was like, eh. We'll see. Pellery and Carson says, I don't know, but feel like it's going to be really fast. Well, I mean, the manga was that way too, and I can totally see them upping the pace for the anime. Because what I noticed when I was reading the manga, I think when I was... I read enough of the manga to read what I thought would be in season 1.
And at some point, it builds up this big conflict, and I'm seeing that being the end. And I thought that would be the end. But what happens is right after that initial conflict, which would probably be well suited for the end of the season, it goes right into something else. Like, it goes into the everything is not as it seems moment, which is so, like, shrug. It does a very typical, you can see it coming from a mile away, rug pull, where it goes, nothing is as it seems, and it starts getting to something else. So I would assume that would actually be the end of the story. And so they have a lot to cover in a season, so I can see them potentially upping the pace. I'd be curious to see where they're currently at in the story at this point. I wonder if I can get an idea from... It's on High Dive, isn't it, right now? I don't have a High Dive account anymore right now. I let my sub lapse on High Dive. Can I see from thumbnails? Yeah, I remember this. Remember this. Yeah. They could be getting into it with episode 8. Yeah, episode 8, I can see them getting into the big conflict. So yeah, it's playing out like I thought it would. And that might be pretty fast-paced. I mean, it's not like this. It's not like it takes its time either, though. The manga's like the manga's very like next. So again, it's a twofold. It's the manga itself, probably most likely. Define horrible. There's a lot of horrible stuff happening in the whole. What? Wait. I forgot how we got to this point. This part of the conversation. Anyways. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Before we get off here, I forgot I got new stuff. I didn't actually check this before I got on here, though. Show off new loots before I get off of here. I got Volume 9. Volume 9 of Apothecary Diaries. Another one that I have to read before I read anything else. I would probably do... I would do Ascendance of Bookworm. rezero, then probably Apocalypse Hotel. Apocalypse Hotel. I thought I was done with this. I did the entire Community Awards podcast with Ira and never said Apothecary Diaries or Apocalypse Hotel, mixing them up. And then I just did it again. Apothecary Diaries. I don't know if I showed this off last time, but I got this as well. The Freeman art book, hardbound. It's really nice. I kind of want the entire Fearin series in hardbound. I wonder if they'll actually do that. That's that. I don't want to open it because I think it has spoilers for stuff we haven't seen yet. Oh no, this is the prelude novel. That's right. I forgot. This is a novel, not an art book. Sorry. Anyways. And then, I don't know if I showed this off on stream yet either, but I got Mushishi Volume 2 hardbound. Which I think we only have like 2 more. I think it's only like 4 volumes. So that's... It's a meaty boy. It's a very good hardbound. Oh, is that one? No, it's a different one. Dude, I want to rewatch Mushishi so bad. I hope they do a Blu-ray release of Mushishi eventually. I want to own that series. It's so good. It feels so good to read novels. Yeah, I've been enjoying reading Mushoku Tensei, and I really badly want to get into... I mean, I started reading the first volume of Grimgar, and I was really enjoying that too. Like, it's so much more well fleshed out compared to the anime. Spice and Wolf, I mentioned that was the case with that one too. Like, Spice and Wolf with the first volume, it opens up like getting way into Lawrence's head and how a lot of the traveling merchants, they have no companionship, and a lot of them actually select their horses for their travels specifically because they kind of fall in love with them because they have no other companions. So like this whole thing about getting female horses or whatever, it's a little interesting in that regard, like the lack of companionship. And so it makes it a lot more significant the moment that he does have Hollow at his side, is that he's no longer alone. So it's a lot about like that desire for companionship and just having somebody there and wanting to settle down so that you can finally have a family and get away from the traveling life. That's a lot to do with, in the anime, you even see when he first meets he meets a friend that used to be a traveling companion, or traveling merchant, and he settled down with his wife, and there's like the desire to have that, what his friend has finally, you know, opening up a shop. Prelude novel, what? I've read all the manga, don't know about the prelude. Yeah, I don't know anything about it either. I'm assuming it's the original author involved with it. No, this is somebody else. It's this story by Mei Hachimoku, and the original story is, of course, Yamada. So I'm assuming that they let them write an origin story or prelude story. No, I think Mushi has 10 volume. Is it 10? Well, this is a hardbound, so they usually kind of condense them. Mushi is the original 10 volumes. Yeah, the original's 10 volumes, and let's see how many this includes. And this is 3 to 4. So they're doing 2 per, so I'm assuming it's going to be 5. Yeah, it'll be 5. Yeah, okay, go. Yep. Yeah, that said, I am going to head out. I appreciate you guys for dropping by. I appreciate the support and all that good stuff. It's always fun to chat with people. Not just about doing the tier list and giving my opinion, but kind of getting some opinions from everybody else as well. It's always fun. So I thank you guys. But until next week, hopefully, I might do a Thursday stream again. That way I have more time to catch up on some of these other shows. But we'll see. But it'll either be Tuesday or it'll be Thursday. But until then, you'll take care.